How about if I say you, by the end of this video, you're going to know some tips that will help you sound more confident in your coming presentation, and the way you panic while you're presenting there, those things also will be eliminated. It sounds really good, right? That, oh wow, I'm going to present next time. I'm going to sound more confident in front of my friends or work colleagues. And that's great. But again, the only one thing you need to do is whatever I tell you in this video, you need to implement that. That's it. Are you ready, excited for all those 5 tips? So before beginning, I just want to mention the third tip in this video that is super powerful, and it's like a kind of, a tactic you can use when you go to present somewhere, and like intentionally you can shift the focus of people away from you and you will be less nervous. Want to know that? Stay connected. So let's begin with the very first step for this video, and that is as simple as to remember that audience doesn't know your script. Easy, right? It's like, yeah, obviously when you prepare a presentation, like this is first, second, third slide, and this is how I'm gonna speak, this is what I have to present there, right? But sometimes what happens, like when you're presenting there, you mess up with some points, like you had to speak this thing at third, you spoke it at first, the second thing you spoke it at third number, or something like that. It may happen. So just remember one thing: unless the things you're speaking out that is making sense to your audience, that is valuable for your audience, it doesn't matter like whether you had to speak it at first or second. If you messed up with your sequence, it's totally okay, because your audience didn't know that this is how you was going to present it, but this is what you have did, because that is only what you know, right? Like, this is where I have messed up. So unless that thing is making sense to your audience, they are able to get something valuable out of it, just forget it. That audience got to know, oh, I just messed up here. That's not gonna happen, right? That's only in your head. You know yourself. So just remember this thing always, that whenever you're going to present somewhere, only I know my script, and if I am messing up somewhere, it's totally okay. I just need people to make sense of the things I'm saying. That's it. This is really powerful when like you actually step onto stage and you do this thing, but you have this thing in your mind, okay, it's fine, I knew what I had to say, audience doesn't know I have messed up here, it's okay. That actually gives you confidence there to speak ahead and keep going with the things in a proper manner. This actually works on stage. If this happens sometimes, try it out next time now. I hope this was good one, right? Let's move to the second tip now. The second tip is to look for emotions while speaking. So what do I mean by this simply? So obviously when you are standing in front of people, their focus is on you. Whatever you speak, they are going to focus on that thing. And that is what makes us nervous, right? Like, people are looking at me, they're going to judge me or something. Like how I'm standing, how I am, moving or whatever. So they're judging me for that, and that is what makes us nervous, right? So how you can shift those things, how you can shift that focus away of the people from you to what you are speaking. It's very simple. So whenever you're speaking, just try including emotions in the thing. For example, if you're sharing a story or something and you had to say, like, that was the happiest moment for me I can ever remember. One way to say it, right? The second way you can say is, that was the happiest moment in my life I can ever remember. I think the second one is more engaging with the audience, right? So that is how they feel engaged with your things. So when you include emotions in the things what you're saying, so the focus of the audience, that shifts away from how you're looking, right? From how you're standing or something, that shifts to the point like how you're speaking and what you're speaking. So when you try to connect with the emotions with the people, when you try to connect the things with the people's, so rather than they just don't focus on you, they focus on the things you're saying and how you're saying. So they will focus more on your story. They will focus more on how happy you were then or something, right? So that is how you can shift their focus from judging you to actually connecting with you and listening to you. And this is also a really powerful thing if you try implementing it. I hope this is also a good tip. And let's move to the third and my personally sort of favorite one. Like, if you want that they should not judge you and you should be less nervous, try including an activity. As simple as that, right? So it's like 5 to 10 minutes you have been speaking continuously and you are like, yeah, I need some break now to again gain up my confidence or something. I want people not to now like focus on me. So just include an activity there. Like, you give a group work for them to brainstorm some ideas or something, and you say, okay, you have 5 to 10 minutes to do this, and after that we'll be discussing it. So within that slot of 5 to 10 minutes where you have given an activity to the audience, so obviously they are working in a pair or whatever, right? So they are not focusing on you now. So you get that some time to again build up yourself and to think ahead, like what you're gonna discuss now ahead or whatever you have to say, right? So this is how you get some time gap in between that. Okay, so I have some time for myself now, and they're going to do their activity for this time. So this is a good way actually to again shift their focus away from you, and you also get some time for yourself. Interesting, right? This is like personally my favorite one. If I need some time for myself, obviously I do this thing, because sometimes you have to plan the things like how I'm gonna streamline the things ahead, because it's not always as you plan things beforehand that is how it's gonna happen on stage. It can like anything can go some way or the other there, so you need to plan on spot. So to get time for yourself, add an activity for the audience. Easy, right? I hope this was also an interesting one.